Welcome back, folks. Jasonwalker34 here, back with another video. Welcome to our playthrough of a game called RailRoader. This is a game where you get to drive trains and stuff across a very open map and, transport cargo and stuff between locations, I think. So we're just going to get our stuff going. I don't really know how all this is going to work. I mean, I guess if you can't really have a private game because of how new it is. I guess it's just kind of up to you to make sure you can keep other folks out of your game. East Witter after the flood. Today's the day. We're our own railroad company. The Atlantic Railway might not have thought this area was worth their time, but now it's all in our hands. We got 1.5 engines out of the deal, and the roundhouse in Bison is in good shape. Trouble is, it doesn't do us much good with the bridge at Ella still out. This yard at East Witter will be our home for now. It's got a yard that doubles as the interchange with the Atlantic Railway to the east, and the engine service facilities, the coal conveyor and water column, and the engine shed are more than enough for our current needs. Reposition this window by dragging it by its title bar at the top. If you close it with the X button, you can reopen it by clicking the tutorial button in the upper right hand corner. Click and move this and this over here. There we go. And click on our job briefing. Before we get to running any passengers or freight, we have a few things to attend to around the shop here. Is the plan for today. Get familiar with the engine and take on coal and water. Rescue the derailed locomotive. Run a passenger train to Whittier and Ella west of here. Set up your first freight contracts with the customers. No. Okay. Alright, we got our little engine shed here. At the top of the find the engineer's seat in the cab. It's on the right hand side. Simply walk into the seat and have a seat. Click on the engineer's window to open it. Okay. Use your mouse and tooltips to find these 4 controls. First, we'll cover the brakes before you get to... Okay, centered. Keep that centered just in case. First, we'll cover the brakes before you get the train moving. It's critical you know how to stop it. Independent and train brake. The independent and train brakes behave very differently and are used in different situations. The independent brake controls the brakes on the engine and tender only. It's fast to apply and release, but it's only good for stopping the engine alone or very short trains. The train brake is used for slowing or stopping a train. It's controlled by changing the air pressure in the brake lines. And because of this, if it's slow to apply and even slower to release. In fact, you can only fully release it. It's not possible to partially release the train brake, unlike the independent. Each brake has its own control handle. Both brakes are applied by rotating the control toward the front of the engine, released by moving them backwards towards the back of the engine, all the way back for the train brake. Try applying and releasing each of the brake controls. Alright, the throttle is set between 0 and 100%, controls how much steam is sent to the pistons, which makes the engine go faster. The reverser is set between 100% full reverse and 100% negative 100% full reverse and positive 100% full forward. When you want the full power at the low speed, push the reverser all the way forward or all the way back. As your speed rises, however, you'll need to move the reverser closer to the center. You can think of the reverser as similar to the setting of gears on a bicycle. Moving it toward the center enables the engine to work more efficiently, allowing the engine to go faster. Note that the center itself is neutral. No power is applied to the drives. Selecting your engine. Let's look at the engine from outside. Alright. This opens the equipment inspector window, or inspector for short. The inspector can be used to view information about the engine and make changes. Click the select button in the bottom left-hand corner of the inspector. When an engine is selected, its HUD controls are shown in the bottom. Close the inspector window. Okay. HUD controls are simply another way to control the engine. Operate the same way as the 3D controls in the cab. The train brake, independent brake, reverser, and throttle. The train speed is miles per hour, is also shown next to the reverser. Okay, the train speed is miles. Notice the numbers in the slider. Okay. Where are these HUD controls at? I don't know I don't know how to pull them up. Ah. Ah, there it is. I found it. I found it. HUD brake display. The controls are graphical representations of the brake and the cars coupled to your selected engine. Look for two rectangular dots just above the sliders. Each dot represents an engine, tender, or car. These dots will change color to tell you what the brakes in your train are doing. White being fully released, red fully applied, purple handbrake applied, Gray derailed. Ugh. It's derailed. Wait. A small warning icon will appear between cars when their air is not connected. More connecting air later. More on that later. Sorry. Selecting engine controls. When an engine is selected, the following keys can also be used. B for the bell, H or H, Shift H, whistle low or high, V plus mouse up and down, quail the whistle, or quail whistle. Okay. Okay. Cycle headlet setting. Okay. Track selected car. Okay. Next, we'll cover how to top off your water and coal. You can check your fuel and water by hovering the mouse over the tender. Yeah. Chugga chugga. Set both switches on so that your train can follow them forward. Both switches are set to normal, meaning they are set to the typical path of the train. Click the switch stands and note the points. The target, the circle above the switch's stand, changes from green to red. Red means reversed or diverging from the normal path. Set both switches so your train can follow them forward and reach the water column and coal conveyor. The first one will be normal, the second reverse. It's a good idea to check the switches as you go. Getting one wrong could easily be could easily be a costly mistake. Yeah. First steps. Let's move the engine out of the shed, planning to stop at the water column first. Okay, so we need to go 20. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and fill up our water supply here. I don't know how much water I can actually hold in this little train, so we're going to go keep going and filling it up until we can actually get it completely full. Same with the coal. Oh, it looks like it's full. Close the hatch and let's move forward to the coal conveyor. There we go. Alright, we're going to fill the coal supply up here. Get that completely stuffed. Alright. Stow both of those for later, because, well, okay. You say either the water hatch is covered. Using either camera, find the water hatch at the rear or tender. If it's a pill shaped and facing upward. Click on the open. Click it open, and you'll see water inside. This is where you can fill the tender's water storage. You'll need to line up the water column with this. Yeah. Facing upward, click on it to open it, and you'll see water inside. This is where we can fill the tender's water storage. So we need to line the water column up with this point on our tender. It does not need to be perfectly lined up, but it needs to be close. Release the independent brake and open the throttle a little if necessary to continue forward. Try to stop with the water column lined up with the train. Move the reverser all the way back and try again. Water is the lifeblood of a steam engine. Without it, your steam engine will not operate. Water is unlimited on our railroad and can be sourced from water columns such as the one beside us. A good number of water towers and columns can be found across the line. Click the water column, step out to rotate it into position. It will start flowing, provided our engine's water hatch is close enough. If the water doesn't start flowing, try moving your engine to better align with the spout. The water will automatically stop once your tender is full. Once you got enough water, stow the spout and close the hatch. Coal is next. The coal conveyor is at East Witter. Unloads coal from a hopper and into your tender. The hopper on the interchange track will get it to it shortly, but the conveyor has some coal stored in it. Move your engine ahead and stop the coal bin of your tender under the chute and click the chute and it will lower. As with the water, coal will only start flowing once it is aligned. You will see the coal pile in the tender rise as it fills. You should always check your coal towers and diesel points to see if you need to order more fuel for them. Hover the mouse over the ground. Okay, so it's empty. And it's ground to check how much fuel is stored. We'll cover ordering fuel later. There's not much coal to fill the tender, but we have plenty for our work. Click on the chute to stow it, and let's see about rescuing our other engine derailed during the flooding. Let's get our bearings. We stopped on the yard and engine services lead, a track which runs parallel to the main line. The main line runs east to west. Our head end is pointed towards the western end of the railroad. Open the map. With M, the map shows track engine's location names, your camera view, and each time you open the map, it centers on your camera. With in the map, you can click and drag to pan, scroll to zoom in and out, Control T to move your camera to the point your mouse is over, enabling you to quickly move across the map. You can also use Control T to move your character to where your mouse is pointed. Navigate to the wreck. Find the railroad engine is just a few yards away by foot. You can see the cardinal direction at the top. Once you find, we'll need to use our engine to rescue the wreck, so use the overhead camera and map to plan a path there. There's a switch just ahead that leads to it. Once you find it, okay, so we need to go ahead and back up. This should be reversed, so we should be able to go back now. If we're doing it right, we should end up going back here. This engine was a victim of the floodwaters and debris. All of its water and coal are gone too. Luckily, it can be repaired, but it will take some time. Walk alongside the derailed engine tender. Alright. Well, I mean, I did back into it, did I not? I thought I did. No. No. I don't have that many of the older ones. I'll get rid of two. No. Do you have enough to replace all my shorts? No, you did not.
Two pair in there that you rotate.
You gotta be able to throw my old shorts away, Mama.
And me.
Go get them. Yes. Throw away, huh? No. You could get those later, damn it. Screwhead. Taking my shorts away. How dare you? Yeah, I gotta go back now because, well, poor little train's I braked my full train up to its fullest extent. So I'm hoping that maybe, if I whack into it at least a little, I should hopefully be able to, like, back into it at least a little so I can try to connect up to it. Because it did say connect up to it by just backing into it, but it didn't do anything. Okay, so 90 is released. Okay. Alright, we're finally underway with the re-railing of the train here, so we're gonna have to take it all the way into the shed over here, I think. We're gonna put it in the first bay here because we're gonna probably have to be able to get to this repair parts wagon most likely. We also got a coal car back here with a shitload of coal and a doohickey here. We gotta back up. Go back. Beep. We gotta go chug along backwards. Go. Push, little train, push. Chugga, chugga. Chugga. Chugga, 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 chugga. Alright, now. Alright, now we got the train done. It's now in the shed here, so let's get in here and see how this works. Open the company window with I. Using the icon in the right-hand corner, the company window gives you the visibility and all sorts of aspects of your railroad. Switch to the locomotions tab, the locations tab, and find the East Winter engine serviced. Okay. Where it is and what track it has. Click on the map pointer icons to move to the fuel on hand, repair checks. Note the estimated time to complete repairs on this is shown towards the bottom. Each piece of equipment needed to repair is repaired simultaneously by crew. Repair crews are paid for their time at midnight. If wages cannot be paid, no work will be done the next day. Alright, so we're going to move forward. Alright, so we're going to go forward and we're going to hit the switch here and we're going to back up to the repair box back there. Okay, so it looks like it's going to cost, I don't know, a short time. Waybills are used on cars that your railroad owns to order coal or diesel fuel, as well as captive service, which we'll cover later. Excuse me. An interchange is a designated track usually at a yard that a railroad uses to interchange cars with another railroad. On your railroad, the yard behind your engine shed doubles as an interchange. The interchange is served daily at 6 a.m. The Class 1 railroad takes delivered cars away and delivers incoming cars to your customers. If the interchange is ever full and there are more cars to be delivered, the Class 1 will return later in the day. So what, this thing? It's this thing, right? It's a caboose. Much of our freight network will be for our customers, but we'll also need to keep our engines running. Fuel is a big part of that. Your coaling towers and conveyors provide coal for use by engines, and it will be up to you to order and deliver the fuel that supplies these. This is called railroad fuel service freight. You'll use cars owned by your railroad for fuel service. Your railroad owns one hopper. It's on the interchange to the tracks to the east, full of coal, ready to be spotted on the conveyor tracks where you're loaded. Find the hopper on the interchange tracks. The coal in the car has already been purchased. We'll learn how to set it to the unload and buy more in the future. Okay, good. Our train actually has a full on because I don't know how I was supposed to get it in there without being able to like push it. All right, let's get over there to the train, over there to that coal car down there. Alright, so we're gonna go back. All the way back to the interchange way back here. We're gonna grab this coal and we're gonna move it over the coal hopper here so we can fill our coal hopper up, because we're definitely gonna need more coal power eventually. Chugga chugga, boys. Choo-choo trains. Train power. Alright, we're closed. We're gonna move over here down to the coal train here. We're gonna push it all the way over to where we can get it into that spot, and then we'll simply move it back over here. Alright, we got our coal car here. We're gonna push it all the way over here and get it in position so we can get it over this coal hopper here. Chugga chugga, boys. Come on, old girl. We're gonna have to probably put it up to 25 just so we can get in here. I gotta make sure I hit this other switch here so I go into the other bay, because I'm gonna need to get a good bit in there because these switches are so close together. Now, whenever I get done, I'm going to put this coal truck car right back over where I got it. Because I clearly wasn't paying attention. So, now that I've already done it, I'm going to have to go and put this back over here whenever it's empty. Okay, so clearly this coal car gonna take a while. I'm just gonna go ahead and unplug this and leave it here. Ordering coal. In a few days, once you burn through the coal in the hopper, it will be time to order more because you set the load destination to the interchange. The car will automatically be way billed there once it is empty. Select the location. A waybill will automatically be assigned here once it is loaded. Okay. At this time, you can move the hopper to the interchange, and the next time it is served, payment will be automatic, and the hopper will be taken away. It will be returned at the next. Was served, and the hopper will be taken away. It will be returned at the next service 24 hours later, full of coal, with its waybill set to the loader. Okay. Two tons. Is that it? Wow, this is just sad. 2 tons. One last note about automatic waybills. You can manually toggle between load and unload as well as to copy the destination to coupled cars and cycle them too. Hit tab to toggle the overlay. The color indicates the east position of the location. Hovering your mouse over the label will show you another overlay indicating where the location is relative to you. If the tracks are in view, you will also see it might also see the destination tracks highlighted. The car must be partially on the highlighted portion in order to be considered delivered. You can also see waybill information by hovering over the car itself. Okay. You use a overhead camera and the hover overlay to confirm the location of the coal loader track. Remember that it is on top of the loader and not on the lead track you took the coal and water from. Prepare to move the hopper. The coal loader isn't easy to get to. Okay, so we cover the whole loader to the front, connect the brake line, walk between the engine and the hopper. Each car has a coupler, an air hose, and an ankle cock. The ankle cock is a valve brake line which needs to be open in order for air to flow through. Okay. Let's just get these. Go ahead and oil all these little wheels here up. Trading a hopper for a coach. Push the hopper from the interchange onto the lead track, clearing the switch to the engine shed. Throw the switch behind you. Pull the hopper towards the shed. Once you cleared that, switch to the loader track. Throw it. Push the hopper to the spot to the loader spot. If you have a tab overlay, you will see the tag down once the car's in to stop your train and find the handbrake wheel on the hopper. Apply it and the handbrake. Next, open the couplers between the hopper and your engine. Before moving your engine, make sure you're close enough to the angle cock. You can leave the angle cock on the hopper open. This allows the brake line to be empty, and which applies to the brakes. Now that you've cut the engine off from the hopper, you return your engine and leave the track and reverse to the yard with the passenger car. Couple your engine to the passenger car. Be sure to connect to the brake line. Okay, it looks like that's something I need to do then. Let's back up now, boys. We're going back. We've gotta go back and get our passenger car. Alrighty, now we can dial this into a full 20 speed here, and we can push our train into higher power. Alrighty. Now, we're gonna go back. Back to the passenger car now, boys. Alright, let's go double check our air cables and whatnot. Alright, our air pressure is connected. Our brake power is connected to that train, so we can, I believe we can get underway here. Okay. Alright, folks, I believe that'll be it. We're gonna come back in the next episode when we actually reach Whittier Station. And I'm assuming we're gonna be picking up passengers there. Possibly. I don't actually know. So, if you like this first episode of the tutorial and kind of similar stuff like that of RailRoader, please do leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you again in the next one. which will most likely be in a few minutes. Peace.